Welcome to Counter-Hegemony. The whole world is currently watching Israel's assault on the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, in the occupied West Bank, armed Israeli settlers and soldiers are taking revenge for the Hamas attacks of October 7. In recent weeks, there's been a marked increase in ethnic cleansing, harassment, attacks, and forced displacement of Palestinians from their villages. According to B'Tselem, an Israeli information center for human rights in the occupied territories, at least 13 Palestinian communities have been displaced as a result of settler violence. There are also reports of torture, abuse, and humiliation. The Netanyahu government is vowed to actively support the settler rampage, not only under the security cover of the Israeli army. Israel's National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, of the racist Jewish supremacist and anti-Arab Jewish Power Party, announced that the government would provide 10,000 free weapons to settlers in the occupied West Bank. These weapons will be used primarily to evict Palestinians from their homes. With the government's decision to further arm civilians, the line between soldier and settler is becoming increasingly blurred. However, Israeli settler violence was on the rise even before the Hamas attacks of October 7. At the end of August, the UN reported that Israeli settlers and soldiers had killed more than 200 Palestinians in the occupied West Bank in the first 8 months of 2023. That was the highest death toll since 2005. The report blamed Israel's increased settler expansion, demolition of Palestinian homes and schools, daily raids on Palestinian villages, and the establishment of checkpoints to block the movement of Palestinian villagers as the main reasons for the increase in the number of deaths. Since October 7, Israeli settler violence has resulted in at least 150 Palestinian deaths, and the number is increasing daily. About a year ago, Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in the Palestinian territory occupied since 1967, presented a report to the UN General Assembly. I think the document will help us better understand what we are currently witnessing in Gaza and the West Bank. The UN report affirms that Israel's illegal settler colonial occupation aims at the willful de-Palestinization of the occupied territories. In other words, Israel's occupation seeks to seize, fragment, and annex Palestinian territory and to forcibly displace the Palestinian population. Or in short, Israel wants more land and fewer Palestinians. The report also calls for a paradigm shift. And this is also very important, especially when we look at how the Western mainstream media portrays what is currently happening on the ground. The report emphasizes the need to move away from the narrative that there is a conflict between Israel and the Palestinians, and to recognize Israel's intentionally acquisitive, segregationist, and repressive settler colonial occupation. Again, these are the words of the UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in the Palestinian territories occupied since 1967, in October 2022. Fast forward to today and we see that Israel is forging ahead with its colonial settlement policies and the violent expulsion of Palestinians from their land, both in Gaza and the West Bank. In the name of self-defense, Israel is carrying out mass ethnic cleansing of Palestinians under the fog and chaos of war. So much for today. Let me know what you think in a comment below. I will be back in the coming days with more on Israel's occupation of Palestine. Thanks for tuning in and for supporting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.